2, 1. Bah! We are technically live because we are live. But for those
Sweet.
who are going to be watching it afterwards, they're going to be like, wait, this isn't live. But it's all good. It's Inception. So, yeah, man, I just kind of wanted to pick your brain. I like getting on these calls to helping people out. And one of the things that you reached out for is the nonprofit, correct? The NPO.
Yes. Yes.
So do you have some time to getting that started now? Like what's making that go on in your mind to actually start now as opposed to back then? What's the
Well,
clicker?
I think as I progressed in my career, I've actually been able to, law enforcement work. We have a lot of shift work. We have a lot of overtime, and we got a lot of just like things that get in the way. So basically, I've been able to promote out of like the grind and a
Okay.
little bit more into an office position where I'm able to get home at a decent hour. I can kind of change it up when I get home, where I'm not on midnight shift. I'm not on a swing shift. I'm not on a day shift, or just always changing around. I'm able to stay day shift. I go to work at 6 a.m., come home at 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. And then from there, I have a little bit more time to focus my energy on other things, because the goal is service. But now it feels like I'm not actually serving.
Got it.
I'm like way far back from the actual, law enforcement aspect. I'm a little bit more on the intelligence side of things. So I'm not really involved.
So how about
So
when you were involved? Because that's when it was stopping you from what it sounds like.
yes,
Like
yes.
talk to me, what's the biggest pain point? Is it physically being tired, mentally drained, all of the above? What's the hardest thing to get over if you were to try to help someone because you were in it, like you
Yeah.
know how hard it was and you couldn't do it. But looking back now, is there a way to fight that or do you just have to like get past that? Like you know what I mean? Like that's the hard part. That's really
Yes. I think that uh, balancing your time, like you and I both know, getting home after work, then you got family, you got kids, you got bedtime stories, you got to, all the things that come along with it. But I'm also, maybe I wasn't prioritizing my time correctly. I'd hit the gym for an hour, probably could have brought that down to 30 minutes, made it a little bit more intense and focused my energy on it. I think it's also, it was gathering my thoughts. I started talking about this probably my second in 2010.
okay.
And so like I'm new into, I'm just basically growing up at this point. I don't know how to do anything, let
And let's
alone
talk about growing
learn.
up. How old are you real quick? How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
Isn't that crazy? And we consider that growing up, like
Yeah.
when you're in your teens and your like 20s, you're like, oh, I'm an adult already. But then you realize when you're in your 30s, like I'm just getting started.
Yes. And I feel right now I'm just getting started. And that's kind of the reason why I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to be in this planet, I'm going to leave this planet better than I came into it. So like that was like my driver. I was like, you know what? I am home for my kids. I am home for my wife. I am able to go to work. I need to push a little bit harder. I need to stretch myself out a little bit thinner, because I've done it before when I was on midnight shifts. I was pulling, back-to-back 16-hour shifts. I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So I can pull longer days for the benefit of others.
Nice, dude. I like that. And I like what you're saying about pushing hard, but there's going to be one thing that will say that we need to be careful now that we're becoming older is
Yep.
energy is kind of finite and more scarce when you're a family person. When you're young, you have like unlimited energy and no responsibilities.
Oh, if I could tell
So, you
myself,
right? Dude, I would
oh
smack my old self up
yeah,
and say, "You son of a bitch, you better."
yeah. I wouldn't have slept. I wouldn't have slept through my 20s. I'm
I
telling you.
oh my, because you can stay up till 3, wake up at
Hmm.
6, and still be functioning. Today,
It's
I do
crazy.
that, I can't function. I literally
Yeah.
can't function. So that's I think already a golden nugget that me and you touched on is if we could go back to our older
Yep.
self. So yeah, we can't do it, but we can try to convince other people to do it. Like, dude, you have no idea how important that is. Like, you do have
Exactly.
hours you can sacrifice. And I really like what you said about compounding what you can do. Like what you said, that gym for that hour, can you cut it to 45 minutes? So then maybe you
Yeah,
could journal for 15 minutes, or at least bullet point ideas of what you want to do for that
exactly.
thing. That's smart, dude. And that's why I always ask people, like, what would you have done different looking back now? Because we do have the answer. We are smart. It's just at
Yeah.
the moment, I think we're so caught up with life that we really don't give ourselves time to sit and reflect, if you feel me. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
I also feel like I also got I have my best thinking when I'm in the gym, when I'm running, when I'm pushing myself. I
Yeah.
really do feel like that's my time to focus and kind of get away from the grind of the day. And so I also believe that being physical, kind of getting into the, what do they call it, the not the zone. It's that new term where
Let's just keep it simple. Waking the fuck
yeah,
up. Bodies are meant
yeah,
to move.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
when you're
exactly.
just staying still, that kills you. So it's so true
Yeah,
what you said is you need to move. Like there is science
yeah,
behind it, but if we want to help people and simplify it, it's just move for 30 minutes. Like move. Like
yeah,
just go walk, go jog, go push your kids in a baby stroller. Like move. That
yeah.
stuff does wonders for your brain, dude. It
It
really
really
does.
does. It really does. And now sitting down, like, because I was a canine handler for the past 5 years, so now that I'm at a desk job, oh man,
You feel the
I
difference.
can't wait to get outside and do something. It is it'll get to you. So
Yeah.
the more I feel like the more physical I get, the more clear my brain gets. So I just turned 33 in June. I
Happy
came home.
birthday.
I was like,
Woo!
thank you. So I was like, I can still get it. I'm gonna do 100 burpees. I'm gonna try to get it under 10 minutes.
Okay.
So this is when I was like, as I was going through my burpees and hating life, I was like, you know what? It clicked. I was like, I know exactly how I'm gonna be able to make this nonprofit work. And that's when I was like, okay, now I just need to figure out the process. And I think that kind of scared me for the longest time, was going through the arduous task of going to the city council, having to file to get my LLC, do whatever the process is to get it started. Where, I mean, my life has been basically uh, do this and I get it done. Do
Yeah.
this, get it done. Like now it's like me having to go out and make sure that I'm able to do this, fill out all the paperwork that's necessary while juggling the family. And and I've also had I've been battling a headwind since I was a kid. I've always had this idea that I wasn't uh, I wasn't capable of doing more.
Where does
And
that come from? That's very important for everyone. Like I'll be a little bit vulnerable with you. So for
yeah,
me, all I knew in my life is middle class shit. Like none of my
yeah,
family is rich. Nobody has processes. Nobody has business background. Everyone in my family literally said, go to school, get a fucking job. Like that's it. Like my whole
that's
life,
it. Yeah,
they just kept ingraining that in my head my whole life. So I always felt like, who am I? This
yeah,
entrepreneur that I want to do this. They told me to do this my whole life. I've been trained to do this, and now I want to do
yeah,
this. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I pissing them off? Like that's where my battle lies within. Where I'm like, shit, am I doing the right thing because I was raised a certain way? And I feel like I'm
yeah,
kind of going against my family on some real shit because like they paid for my college. Like I'm gonna be again vulnerable and honest with you. I
yeah.
did not take a loan. I'm blessed in that sense where they paid it.
That is
Now
awesome.
I feel like a dick where I was like, I'm not even using it. Like I'm over here just doing my own business. Like that's kind of fucked up. But I learned to
They
get over
say,
it.
yeah, they say. I mean, there's I can't, I don't know the statistic, but they say like majority of people don't even do the thing that their degree is in.
Yep.
Which is hilarious. But I mean, obviously, you and I grew up in a nice, uh, pretty affluent area. Uh, Everybody kind of had these hard lines, like go to school, go to college, and then you go and you get this nice high paying job. Those weren't out there.
Yeah.
We had a lot of a lot of issues. I mean, we graduated in 2005. I mean, a couple years later, the market crashed. People had to be, crafty. Um, I I think that I was never really ambitious in a sense. Like I had
Would you say
an
because it's
idea.
kind of linked to the middle class thing though, like living comfortable? Like did that fuck
Yeah,
you up?
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, my parents made decent money. We did my family did pretty well growing up, and then I mean, divorces and I wouldn't say that really caused me a lot of issues as far as like family structure. I think it was I wanted security. I
Mm.
wanted to have security in my work. I wanted security with my wife. I wanted security with my kids. I didn't want to stray away and get into a situation where I might make the push the boundaries where I leave my family behind or whatever it is
So check
that
this
comes
out while
along.
you're on that, man. Is that dad, mom, grandma, grandpa? Where'd that come from? The security. Where's that from?
Well, I think it's because my my dad and my mom divorced when I was in fifth, sixth grade,
Okay.
and my brother, older than me, born in '85, he saw it one way, and then I saw a lot of struggle. I saw like my mom struggling. I saw my dad struggling. So I think that right away kind of I thought I was going to be a dentist in fifth grade. My dad my dad had a dentist practice. I was house of learning doctors.
Yeah.
Like we were. I had that
Dude,
in my mind, and uh,
but
then my
dude,
mom married.
real fast though. You said
Yeah,
dentists make decent money. They do,
yes, they
but you
make good
still
money.
saw struggling though, right?
Yes, yes, and that's because as far as my dad was a workaholic. Like my mom and my dad both worked their freaking asses off, like all the time, and I didn't want that grind. I wanted to be home. I wanted to, but the thing is, my mom would work her ass off and then come home, make us dinner, and be there. So like, I guess you could do both, but my dad probably took it to the next level,
Mm.
you know. So, but my mom remarried, and she married a blue collar guy, worked for SDG&E, and that guy worked his freaking ass off too, but not much to show for it.
Mm.
So like I honestly I had no aspirations for law enforcement. I had none of these ideas of I really, me, I was kind of aimless in high school. I
Had to clap.
I yeah, I had these ideas that I was gonna make, I was gonna make it good, but I had no direction really. I knew that giving back or making someone else's life better is always like a good direction.
Yeah.
So uh, in 2007, I was driving to one of our school classmates' house for a Christmas party. I got hit in a really terrible car crash. The guy was an illegal alien. So I just I signed up for border patrol like 2 days later.
Because it's
Almost,
changed the course of your life. That one
yeah,
action changed the course of your life where you said,
yep.
nope, this ain't happening to anyone else. Like
I
something triggered.
Yes, I was like, this is not happening in my community ever again, and then they shipped me off to Texas.
Damn, that's crazy. That's why there's this sucks. Like for me, I hate saying this, but it's the truth. I have a boring fucking story. Like my story is just I've been comfortable my whole life and I'm barely waking up at 33. That's how I sum up my whole story. Like, yes, I have my ups and downs and my battles and my demons, but like nothing crazy like that ever happened to me. I almost get a little not envious, but like it's easier for someone when shit like that happens, like because it forces you like that to do something right away.
Adapt.
That's why I took 33 years because I've just been so comfortable. And that's why like I want to wake other people up too, like more right
Yeah,
away. Like when you said that you wanted to start your business, you got caught up with work. And it's funny
yeah,
because you kind of fell into the same pattern of what your whole families did. Like
yeah,
it is work,
yeah,
work, 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 and you come home, but you still handle fatherhood and all that stuff. So
Yes.
now shifting to this NPO, like what is it that you want to do? Tell me the goal from that, and we'll come up with a cool tactic that you actually could start using, and you're gonna actually like the shit out of this. I won't tell it yet. I won't spoil
Okay.
it.
So I'm going to tell you the concept that it has been in my brain.
Okay.
So my issue so one of the things that really pissed me off was I'm not too familiar with like NPO structure on all NPOs, but so I donated to Wounded Warrior Project.
Okay.
Okay. And then I get this information that they basically just scam. A lot of people aren't getting the monies. It's mostly going to, paying salaries. It's going to advertising and stuff like that. So my concept was, how do I get granular where if a community can benefit from this? So the concept is you, the individual, can sign up on an app. So a penny comes out of every purchase that you make, a penny comes out. And that penny will go to the county that you live in. And so it'll be connected like it ran like a democracy. So a certain amount would be accruing within your county, and then individuals that are locked in donating or putting money in, whether it's a lump sum or every time you actually swipe the card, get to say, hey, I have a buddy over here, house just burnt down, or hey, there's a family that is really in need of a vehicle. It could be the smallest thing or it could be a big thing. And then people can inside there can vote. I want to vote for this person's idea. I want to vote for this person's idea. Whoever gets the most votes that end of the month, or if we want to prolong it or whatever it is, will be able to take that money. The individual that wins the idea of that month can take that money and be the one that actually gives the money to the family or the thing that is in need.
That's pretty cool.
And so like the idea is to get people more involved. It's like crowdfunding and philanthropy, but you get to be involved in the philanthropy. You know where the money's going, and it's also localized. So you're not just giving me money and then I'm just giving to this cause over here that you're not touching it, you're not feeling, you don't get to see it. I want it to be a little bit more I want people to be involved. I want people to be part of the giving.
Now check this out. Here's a lot of ways you can go with this, and it's kind of bundled the way you said it. It's in the form of an NPO, nonprofit organization. Why nonprofit and why not profit? I'm curious.
Well,
because you could make money off of this idea, and then you could do it where you spin it as NPO. But what's your thought process? Why nonprofit and not profit? I'm just curious.
I don't know if I don't know if I would be providing a service other than trying to. I don't know if I'd be providing a service that I could charge for. My whole goal is to crowdsource in a way that people can effect change within their community. Okay. And I don't want to, and maybe you can explain to me like a way that I could market that in a profitable way, but I make good money. I'm doing fine. My wife's able to stay home. The goal isn't making money at the moment. The goal is creating something of value so that I can pass on a legacy.
Okay, here we go. There we go. So check this out. That idea is just one of your reasons why you want to do this. So this is just one of your babies that you came up with, that, hey, if I do this for my communities, I'll feel better. I'll go to sleep that I'm helping communities out because I helped like communities. Yeah. Right. So do you have any other ideas? Because dude, this is a good subject that you're talking about. And I really want to make it clear for anyone who's watching, like the reason it's never the thing that you want to do. It's the reason why you want to do it for.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
when you're like, oh, I want to design bird's nest eggs for people, it's not the thing. It's like I want to do it to make people happy with woodwork. So like
Yeah. Oh,
what
yeah.
other woodwork projects can you do? So I don't know if you've had any other ideas. I love the community thing, the crowdfunding. It's just a little
Hmm.
tricky because you're going up against GoFundMe and all these other things that
Yeah.
it's done. So what other ideas have you thought about? And I'll teach you how to have a collective brainstorm right now. Like we'll do
Okay.
one together. But what other ideas do you have, if you have any right now, to make this world a better place? Have you thought about that?
Well, I mean, um, business ideas. I could tell you.
It doesn't even need to be
I
business. It could be personal too.
okay.
It could be personal.
Oh,
It could be
well,
personal.
I mean, I guess, I mean, me personally, I just try to be a good father so that I can make sure that my kids grow up to be, you know, good and kind and I don't know, critical thinkers. Like
So check this
I
out.
want them.
You ready for
Go.
this? So what about this? Fathers for kids who don't have fathers. Like what if you got a bunch of dads that donated their time to go out to be father role models and teach them how to critically think? You see what I mean? Like any
Yeah, yeah,
little thing that you want to pass out can be turned to something. This is
yeah,
where people suck at business and in life because they think like you need this elaborate product or service, and it's really not. At the end of the day, here's what business is, and you're gonna love me for this. All a business is solving a fucking problem.
yeah.
That's so kid. I know for a fact there's kids out there that don't
Oh,
have
there
that.
is. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that alone, you can easily craft a program where you just get like 10 dads. Hey, 10 dads, let's meet on Saturdays. And here's what I want to do. 10 dads. I want to go to these foster cares and these people are shown to be more violent because they have no fathers. Can we just donate our time, 10 of us, to this place and just get a kid each and just let them ask us questions about anything?
yeah,
Can we do that, 10 dads? They say
yeah,
yes, and that shit grows to a thing. You record it, you document it, you put it on social, it spreads like fucking wildfire. You're welcome, done. Next one. You see what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's as simple as this can be. So that's a good one. What else do you got? What else do you got? And
yeah.
personal or business, both. Like you said, you want to raise good dad. Like you want to be a good
Oh,
father. You want to teach them to think critically. What else?
so I mean, as far as business ideas, this is basically a sidebar 100% because this has like it's a completely different angle. But so I work for the federal government.
Okay.
I I was very, very fortunate. I had my financial awakening in about, oh, it was 2016. I was up to here in debt, couldn't pay my truck on time, just a lot of things. We had our first kid. My wife stopped working. She was making a lot of money. She was a nurse in San Diego. So from, 80 grand, living off of an extra 80 grand a year to gone, I learned really quickly that we need to live off of my money. So um, when the government shutdown happened, I
Mhm.
had a lot of friends that could not pay their mortgage, their rent, couldn't get food, lots of things. And I was just like, why isn't there an insurance for federal employees? The market is huge. Think about it. Like in the past, I don't know how many years, how many times has the market has the government shut down? 3, 4 times.
Yeah.
You can make a freaking killing as a insurance company, charging $15 a month for gap insurance, federal gap insurance,
Wow.
where if the government shuts down, you just guarantee a paycheck.
Yeah.
And so
Dude,
like
that's
that was
crazy. What you just said is so cool. But here, I'm gonna give you this gift of how to think about life. Like when you say that, check this out. Always stop yourself and say this, but what am I really solving? Because like what they're having that problem of, those people that
mhm.
need that insurance, what are you really solving? They suck with
They're
what?
bad.
They
Yeah, they're
suck with their
bad
what?
finances.
Bad finances. So you already know, like, dude, if I, because
Yes.
you did it. This when I heard you,
Hmm.
you said, I almost wanted to interrupt you and say, what was your
Yeah.
financial awakening? How did you fix it? So the cool thing is, can you not teach people what you did as a business? Like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. And
Like,
I try to be like a mentor to the new guys that come in because I was 21. I joined. I was making really good money. What did I get? I got a freaking car. And then a couple months later, what did I get? Another freaking car. Like we do stupid shit. We're men, you know,
Yeah.
and or we were boys. And
Boys, I like that. I like that.
but so you know, I had these guys, man. I was telling them, all right, this is what you need to be doing. You need to start your Roth IRA. You need to be maxing out your TSP. Dude, girls are gonna come. You don't need to impress them. You can drive a beater. They're gonna come. And I'm telling you, man, these guys just break my heart. I have like one guy, man. He's been holding the line down, but
Yeah.
these other kids, man, buying SS Camaros.
Ah,
This is a third vehicle he's purchased in like 4 years.
that's crazy.
And
That's crazy. And you know what?
So
like, dude, real fast, while you're on this note, check this out. Because here's the cool thing. Say you want to try to do that insurance thing, but it's too complicated. It's too crazy. I call it downgrading, because we try to upgrade like
scale it.
crazy. Yeah. So you're like, I could do this crazy thing. It's a lot of money. But bro, if you break that down, like reverse, go back a step, go down a step. And all it is it's educating young men, like how to handle their money, and still how that you don't need that stuff to attract people. Like that's kind of a little bit in the motivation space where you're like, dude, try this. Just share experiences with women instead of showing them your stuff. So like take them on a date that they've never been on before, have a great conversation with them, and see how much that costs you. Now, roll up in a car and see what that does. Yeah, it gets eyeballs, but it doesn't get panties down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can help people. Like, that's the cool thing is if that doesn't work, you can downgrade and still do something on the side. And here's the cool thing. You are, even though you change, like, say, only 1, 2, 3, 10 people's lives, you left the world a little bit better than what you left it on. Like that's all you need, just 1 to 10 people. But I promise you, that shit grows to 100 to 1,000 real quick, dude.
And say I affect 10 people, and they in turn affect 10 people, and that, you know,
it compounds.
It compounds, and I think that's like, I think that's the goal. Is just, I mean, you know, hopefully through my actions or through the way I live, I give advice as far as finances go, because man, I used to not have gray hair, and
I'm on that club.
And it comes in hot, man. So I try to save people that heartache, man, and you know, I thank God. I mean, like $150,000 paid off in 2.5 years.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Saved me.
Yeah, so that's crazy. So look, check this out, man. Like the one thing that I want you to get from this call, like the one thing is like, because I know time is scarce as a daddy, like straight up. Like I don't want you exploring and like testing out like, oh, I want to do this nonprofit. Oh, I might want to do that insurance thing. What's the number 1, 2, and 3 things that makes you fucking happy? Like what really makes you happy? Because this is the question everyone misses. Like what's something that doesn't feel like work? Because when you mentioned I could push through shit, you could do that. But in our 30s, I'm going to teach you, just chase what you love, and it doesn't feel like pushing it. Like it really doesn't. So like, what do you love to do, man? Like it sounds like helping people for sure. But like, expand on that. What are the top 3 things that make you happy as fuck?
So I have a couple of things. I'll put them into categories.
Okay.
Family stuff. You know, I enjoy cooking for my family. That's my jam. I like to cook. And I love cooking for my family, and I like having dinner with my family.
Okay.
And then obviously vacations. Personally, I like working. I'm like the dad now. I like mowing the lawn. I like work. I don't wear like New Balance shoes with high socks yet, but I'm coming. I'm getting close.
Oh shit.
But and then I like working out. I like shooting firearms, and I like Jiu-Jitsu. Okay. Those are my things.
So out of Jiu-Jitsu, I'm gonna say like dad tool reviews and all that stuff, and then out of cooking, say those 3 things that I mentioned, because family you're gonna love by default. That's like you're in life, like that's cool. But say those 3 things. Let's explore that. Which one would win first? Like if you're like, does Jiu-Jitsu whoop cooking's ass? Or does cooking whoop Jiu-Jitsu's ass? Or does like
mowing the lawn Jiu-Jitsu whoops all ass.
Well, you know, pun intended. Pun intended.
Yeah, I think the reason why I like Jiu-Jitsu is because that alone was it opened my eyes to what I was capable of. I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm still a 1st degree white belt. I'm nothing, but I've been on this journey for a couple of years, and
And
it's
still in white belt in a
crazy.
couple years? That's
Well,
so
so
hard.
like, well, it takes a long time, but
Oh
so
shit.
I started training. It doesn't take that long.
Okay,
But
I was
I
like,
started,
damn, bro.
yeah. So I started training in California, right after high school.
Yeah.
But I started training boxing, and then every once in a while I'd go down. I was at SD Undisputed. I started training with some of the guys down there, and twice a week, no gi. Then I moved to Texas, and one of the guys out there he was brutal. He would just beat me up. But this was non-sanctioned in his garage. We would just roll in his garage.
Okay.
And then I jumped over back to California, and I started rolling at Morales's academy in El Centro. And I started on the path of the actual Gracie's belt system.
Okay. And when did that
Well,
start? That
that
phase
started
there?
in that started in 2019, 18, 19.
Okay, so if we call it 2019, like that's when it like got real. You've been like
Yeah,
doing training
exactly.
and like rolling with the guy, but that's when it
Yeah,
got real. Okay.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
then so I moved. Uh, I was I was grooving pretty good there, and then my daughter was born in 2000 in July of last year,
Okay.
and it was daddy time, so I wasn't able to. The gyms are open like daytime and nighttime. They don't have opportunities to go, so that kind of flushed me out of the pocket for a little bit. But then I moved out here, found a Gracie gym in Leesburg. They're freaking amazing, but they were like, you start from day one.
Yes, I love it, dude. You started from the bottom again, dude.
Yeah, and you know what, man? It's good. It's humbling, and I was getting choked out by some of their white belts, and I was choking out some of their white belts. So some of those guys were like, "Hey, man, you're out here just lying. I know you're not just a white belt." And I was like, you know what, man? I've been training a little bit, but I watch a lot of YouTube.
That's good.
Because
That's good.
that's really what it is. And I train. I'm in my basement right now, and I do a lot of the basic techniques that are important, like bumps, shrimping, and all these little things that help you out in when you're actually live rolling.
Okay.
But then Corona, I got my first degree, and then Corona hit. So
That sucks. So the timing, but dude, here's the cool
yeah,
thing, and like, watch while we're on this high, because I see you talking about jujitsu, and you're like fucking lighting up. It's beautiful.
yeah.
Like, how cool would it be to like again, watch, check this out. Think of the crowdfunding idea that you were just telling me about, and all the work it's gonna take, and how does that make you feel? Like, does it
Yeah.
like feel scary? Now, when you're
Well, it's
talking
scary.
about,
Yeah.
like, you're like shit. But what if you do this? What if you just document your whole jujitsu like journey right now? Like, just record it
So
and give advice
so
on.
that's I just tried. I just tried to create a YouTube. I can't get that thing to go live to save my damn life.
Oh,
I don't.
dude, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay.
So it is an
So
idea. It is an
yeah.
idea for
So
you.
this was the concept. I just got a bow yesterday, and I'm brand new to jujitsu, and both are heavy technique. You got to be in on the technique for you to be successful at archery, bow hunting, and to be successful at jujitsu. And I kind of just want to
Wait,
document.
Do you have a pen and
Go.
paper? You got a pen and paper? Right.
I do
Okay, no.
not, but
Check this out. I'll just say the
okay.
word fireball. The word fireball, because then I could do a keyword search for it. I'll transcribe this meeting for you. But
Okay.
dude, fireball, this is a great moment. What if you had a YouTube channel that says Jiu-Jitsu, guns, and money? Like, that would be a sick ass YouTube channel. Like, that's what you talk about. Like,
I can make that work.
dude, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I can
imagine
make
you
that
talk
work.
about jujitsu, and then you review guns, or you go to the gun range and you document that, and then you talk about money, because you told me earlier, like, you're helping some of your guys out. That's coming out naturally.
Yeah.
I think that would be enough to separate you from all these other jujitsu channels. Like, they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
this guy also shoots, and he knows his shit about money. That would be a sick ass channel, bro. I'd want to watch that shit.
Would it be more like? Would you angle it more towards like reviewing? Like, how would you do it? Would it be more live, like me just doing the stuff, or would you be more interested in me talking about the experience?
So, dude,
Now that's
I would like you talking about. Here's the thing with YouTube. people want to follow the why. So like, if you just, this is the shortcut to YouTube. If you're honest with your audience, like upfront and always, like, hey, I'm doing this channel because guys, dads don't give themselves, you know, a reason to work out. They feel defeated. And a lot of times there's this pressure on us that we need to make a lot of fucking money. And it sucks. I get it.
Yeah.
And most of the time when they do make money, they make dumb decisions. This is why I made this channel. So I can show them that they can shoot guns, still have fun, exercise, do jiu-jitsu, and then learn financial stuff like this that can make them save their money and keep them longer so they can protect and keep their family fucking happy. Fireball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
would be a sick ass channel if you explain.
What about naming it? What about naming it layers?
No, because here's the thing. Why layers? Tell me why layers first before I say.
So when you think of an individual, we're multifaceted. We have lots of layers to life, and how I see my jiu-jitsu journey, how I see my life journey is just peeling back those layers every single time. Like right now, I don't like interviews. I don't like talking in front of people. I don't like a lot of things, but I've pushed myself to when I was first got onto the DEA task force, I hated testifying in court. I knew I hated testifying in court. What did I do? I told everybody, I want to testify every single time you guys get a case. Let me be the one to testify. Yeah. Because I needed to hit that head on, or I was always going to be scared of it. And you know, you still get a little bit nervous when you're up there, but it's a game, man. And if you don't play it, they will run right over you.
You said the secret, it's playing the game. It's not sitting on the sidelines. When you just like, I like that you force yourself to do things because that's how you learn. You force yourself to crawl as a baby. You first force yourself to learn to walk as a baby.
Oh, we're watching this.
Yeah,
we're watching that happen right now.
Oh, dude, I feel you on that. Like when she's taking her first steps, I'm like, it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah.
But dude, that's cool. You know what? Layers could be your sign off on YouTube though. Like, you know how everyone has a saying at the end of the channel, like Peter McKinnon's one guy, he goes, what's up everyone? Peter McKinnon here. Or there's this guy who has a fro and he goes, fro knows photo. Like it's a tagline. With you, like you could be like, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. And remember guys, there's layers to this shit. Yeah, like that would be a stick. Instead of there's levels to this shit, there's layers to this shit. Like,
where's my pen, man?
Dude, no. I got you. Like, I record this for a reason because I just want to flow talk. Because what happens when you take notes is you break the flow. So one of the things that I do is basically record the calls like this. I have my guy transcribe them, and then anytime I use the word fireball, like you just do a Control F search and then go to that part of that meeting where like you're gonna go, oh shit, Control F. Dude, I don't waste any time because I'm a dad now.
See, you figured it out, man.
I did, dude. And that's one of the
effectiveness.
things. Oh, dude, that's one of the things that I don't teach like YouTube that, but I teach my students that. Because like if I taught this to YouTube, I would lose my competitive edge for sure. Like they'd be all Control F-ing and doing this shit.
Yeah.
But
it's funny because I Control F all day at work, man.
Dude, same here. I'm like, find that bitch. Where is it? I think she said detox. Let's go detox. There it is.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
it goes to everything.
But dude, that's cool. And honestly, that's one of the things that I specialize in is I teach people to get comfortable in front of camera through habits.
Really?
So, yeah, that's what I'm doing these days now too, is I'm actually a video coach. So one of the things that I'm doing, it's kind of like what you said, like if you record your document of the jiu-jitsu thing, like I'm documenting myself right now on YouTube, like becoming a video coach, like a professional video coach. Like I'm going to start giving advice on it on YouTube. I'm going to start preaching it. I'm going to start doing talks and seminars about it. So they're actually catching me on the journey. So it's not like it's done. So like, yeah, it's scary because there's this word called imposter syndrome. And the summary of that is just, you're afraid that you're going to be found out. Like they're going to be like, who the fuck is this guy? He's from middle class. He had no experience in this in the past. That voice is literally just me going against myself, dude. So like no one gives a shit about that. All they care about is what they're going to get, the content, the product, the service. That's all they care about. So if you could get over that, like, yo, you know what? It's just me going against me. You win 100 times in life. And that's why I started my YouTube channel, like more serious. So I can start doing this shit, giving that advice. And dude, if you want to do it with me, dude, I would love to have you as a student, man. That'd be fucking sick.
Bro,
like,
I would love.
I want to see your channel, bro. Like you're good
at
Jiu-Jitsu.
You can first teach me how to get that thing to go live. That's what I need to do.
Well, dude, before you go live, let me ask you this. This is a real question: is how many times
Go.
do you do videos per week?
I haven't.
See, this is the secret, and you learn from your baby. Your baby practices crawling like what? Almost every day. Once they kind of get it down, like almost.
Yeah,
every
yeah,
day.
yeah.
So in business, I don't get, especially someone trying to do YouTube or video. I ask you, have you done one video a week? The answer is usually no. Have you done one video in a month? Sometimes no. Have you done one video in 6 months? Yes, I have. Once every 6 months. Imagine if your
Yeah.
baby did that trying to crawl. They tried once and then that's it. They'd crawl for the rest of their life.
6 months later.
6 months later, they try again and they're still not there. So I say
Yeah.
it's a daily thing. So what I'm going to drop onto you today, it's a free lesson, dude. I'm going to just give this to you because I like you. You're a homie. And
Yeah.
I usually charge for this shit, but check this out. Do you know how a habit works? And we'll end it with this after this call. Do you know how a habit
Okay. Well, I think repetition.
Okay, that's what everyone thinks. How long does that take? How long is that repetition? Habit.
True.
How long?
I don't know.
And guess.
I would say 30 days of doing something over and over and over again.
Okay. So here's the cool thing. You don't got the definition of habit down. And this is why I hear when you were saying that conversation, like you like pushing stuff and like beating shit up. You have a good skill set called willpower. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Most people don't have that. So if you get this skill set down, you're going to whoop this thing in the ass. So a habit, and again, I'll say fireball so you could control F to this part, how a habit works. It's just 3 things. It's the cue, the routine, and the reward. That's all a habit is. So the 30 days comes naturally afterwards. That's how long it takes for it to like, okay, it's automatic now. But if you're conscious of cue, routine, reward, that literally will dissect your whole life, dude. Like let's start off with the bad one, a bad habit that you had. Like say for me, it used to be soda every time I ate lunch or dinner.
Dude,
soda.
Dr. Pepper, man.
For me, it was Coke.
How dare you?
For me, it was Coke.
Stop.
So check this out. This is the thing. What's the cue? For me, the cue was dinner. That was the cue. Like, ooh, dinner. Ooh, lunch. It's time for a Coke.
It's lunch. Yeah.
What's the routine? Eat, drink. Eat, drink. That's the routine.
Opening the can. And
that taste, the smell, all that's the routine. It feels good. It tastes good going down that throat. I want a Coke now, but I'm not going to. But then finally, the reward is what? It's literally the chemicals. Like Coke and Dr. Pepper have chemicals. It tastes amazing. That rewards also that fizzy thing, a sense of refreshment, a sense of great taste. So if I break down that reward, all it is those things. It's basically great taste, fizziness. It pairs really delicious with the food. It makes the food taste better. Like all that stuff links, right? So the only thing, and just remember this, and again, you'll be able to go back to it. The only thing you could change on a habit is just the routine. You are not allowed to change the cue or tamper with the reward. That's when people break and go back to their old ways. So people who just go on diets, what are they doing? Like say if it's a girl who just wants to lose weight, and then all of a sudden, like 2 months later, she gets back the weight. Why is that? It's because she's taking away all the rewards and the cues. And the brain, after a while, it goes, fuck this. It's smart. It wants that reward. So it's going to go back to the thing. So the only thing you're allowed to do is change the routine. So if a girl has a problem who overeats in the morning, what's the reward? It's literally the sense of food going down and it tasting damn delicious. So what's the routine? Stuffing the face. What's the cue? My alarm clock. So what's the only thing I said you're allowed to change? The routine. So what could give you, and this is the secret, what routine could give you almost the same reward? And the keyword's almost. Because say if I get like, oh man, some people are healthy cookers and they make bomb-ass food. Yes. What if she did that? What if she got that skill set and instead of eating nasty shit, she basically got meal prep or something, like she's paying someone to eat that instead? And you get that same reward of, oh, I'm full. That shit tastes good.
Okay, good. Yes.
Weight lasting forever.
Yeah.
Because you're not fucking with that habit. You're not fucking with that habit.
You're still eating in the morning, which you want to do.
Yep.
But you're not. You're changing what you're putting in your body.
The routine. That's all it is. And what I'm going to teach you today is called a hack a habit. And this is where my students go, oh, that's fucking gangster, dude. So basically, you've made 0 videos in a week, right? So what's one of your bad habits, and then what's one of your good habits? And let's break down the bad one first. So I want to see if you get this concept down. So what's one of your bad habits other than the Coke? Because I already went over the soda one. What's another one?
Okay.
Netflix, staying up too late. Like what's a bad habit?
I would say, I mean, we definitely stay up a little bit later than we should. Um, our nighttime routine is get the kids to bed by 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Um, our oldest tends to stay up until about 9, so we are up waiting. But then after she goes to bed, the wife and I want to hang out, watch a little Netflix, and a little Netflix turns into 11 o'clock.
Okay, and that's kind of not a bad. That's kind of like in the middle of a what's it called? A bad and a good one, because you're spending time with
Yeah,
your wife. Like, you
with
know
the
what I mean?
wife. Yeah,
Kind of be more productive, yes, but who wants to
yes,
be productive as a fucking parent? Let's be real. Like, I want to veg out.
yeah. At one point in the day, I just want to like lay
Yeah,
down.
that's normal, dude. That's fucking normal.
Yeah.
So let's break that one down. I'll call that a goodish habit. It's a really goodish habit. Could be better, but let's talk about that one. So, what's the cue? Like, let's see if you got this down. It's when
I
you're
would say the daughter sleeping
when she
is
sleeps.
probably the
Okay,
cue.
so when she
Yeah,
comes out, that's the cue, right? Like, she's down.
yeah,
Okay, now what's
yeah.
the routine? And break the routine down. Like, do you guys both agree as soon as she's down? Is that when you guys both start walking, or do you have to like send her a text and say she's down? Like, what's the actual cue? You know what I mean? Like when.
We're basically, we got the monitor and we're like, all right, she's out. Let's
Okay,
go.
so see, this is what I want you to be conscious of, because like now you
Yeah,
know to the penny, like it's the monitor, she's out, that's the cue, and then you guys look at each other and we say, let's
yeah,
execute the what? The routine. What's
yeah.
the routine? It's literally you guys what? Do you guys go to your couch upstairs? What do you guys watch?
Main floor, we watch some Netflix right now. What are we watching? She's watching 13 Reasons Why,
Okay.
but we were watching Homecoming on
Is that
Prime.
good? Is that the one
It's
with the
good.
black cheerleader or no?
That's the one where there's like a military base and it's like a
Oh,
yes,
I saw the
it's a
trailer
trip,
for
man.
that. Okay,
Yeah,
you
it's a
say it's
trip.
good?
It's good.
Okay.
It's very like 80s uh 80s style of film with the music is really creepy. It's really
Ah,
well
damn, I
done.
want to see that shit. Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
might
really
make
good.
some time for that. So that's the routine right there. It's literally
Yeah,
go, sit, watch, hug, cuddle, blanket, all that
yeah.
stuff, right? Now, what's the reward? And be very conscious of this. How good does it feel to relax? Because that's probably one of
Yeah.
the biggest ones. What else? Pair that, speak out loud, relax. What else is a good thing?
I think it's also nice to see my wife relax because
So bonding,
she's
like you guys are
yeah,
both.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We can kind of like hang out without her worried about the kids, me worried about the kids. It's like real time to ourselves.
Okay.
I think that's the reward.
Okay, cool. So check this out. The only way we could change a habit is if you change the routine. And yeah, you guys watch Netflix to get relaxation, but again, just thinking outside the box. Can you guys, like, say if you had a jacuzzi, say if you had one,
Oh,
can you not just kick it in the jacuzzi and
yes.
just talk? Like that would still give you the same what?
It,
Relaxation feeling.
exactly. And we'd be able to just actually just sit there and communicate instead of just watching
Yeah.
TV.
And that's
Yeah.
how you could hack a habit, dude. Like, so if you
Yeah.
got one that's not that good, like I promise you, maybe even doing like say if you did 30 minutes of that and then we'll watch 1 hour of Netflix and crash out. That
Yeah.
habit, that is gonna be a powerful habit because then you guys are gonna communicate at night and that
Hmm.
makes marriage stronger. Like
Oh
that.
yeah.
But here's the secret. Here's where you can fall for that trap. If you now make it work, if you talk about the kids, if you talk about what you guys are gonna do tomorrow, you just fuck that up. Because
Yep.
what you're doing now is making it work. It's no longer relaxation.
Exactly. You
So
don't
what you
want to
want to
talk
do?
about the
Yeah,
yeah.
you just
You
want to
got
talk
you got
about
to
like
talk about just easy conversation.
easy conversations. Like, hey, what show do you want to watch when we get in?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Exactly.
what did you think about last week's episode? You could use that time to review last week's episode. Like,
Yeah.
what'd
Oh
you
yeah.
think about last week? Like, that was crazy, right? It's relaxation. Your mind's off. That's when it sticks. That's when it sticks. So here's the cool thing. This is the last piece that I'll teach you is, can we not introduce something on a habit that you have in your life where you could sneak video in there now?
Yeah.
Like that's the cool thing. So what do you do on a daily basis? Like say lunch, do you love lunch? Do you love dinner? Do you love breakfast? Do you drink coffee every day? What's something that you do every day? I'm going to give you this cool assignment and you're going to be like, damn, I get it now. So watch, what's something that you do every day other than that one? Because that making a video is work. You can't link that
Okay.
habit where I could hack it. But what's something where, maybe you're at work, do you take like a walk all the time? Like what's something that you do Monday through Friday all the time?
Well, so I'll just kind of give you a brief overview. I go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't eat until 10. I'm intermittent fast
Okay.
in the morning. And then after work, I eat at 10. I have my lunch and my Dr. Pepper.
Amen, Dr. Pepper.
And then I get home, and usually more times than not, we work out downstairs. Me and the wife will both try to crush a workout.
There you go. Workout. Talk to me about that one. Is there a set time you always work out? Like, is it always at 3, 6? What time is that?
It's usually if right when I get home, if my youngest goes to sleep, then we'll work out together at the same time. So like around 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Okay, so between 30, 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's the dude? You don't even need to tell me probably the reward for working out. It's fucking awesome. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Like it's just stacked on each other, right? So here's the cool thing. Before you get that reward, why not say you have to make a 10 to 15 second video? Like that's the minimum, 10 to 15 seconds before you work out. That's it. Like you're literally now hacking a habit where you say, okay, before I start this workout, because you have your phone on you when you work out, right? For music and shit.
Yeah.
So pop that bitch on selfie mode and talk about whatever. Like it can be about the episode you saw last night. It could be something funny that your kid did. It could be about the workout you're going to do or why you hate this workout or why you like deadlifts. It could be about whatever. And here's the secret. You're not allowed to critique yourself. No one's allowed to see this. And there's no redos. So like all it is you just blah, 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 blah. And if something crazy happens, like a monkey pops up in the background and starts attacking you, that video you cannot edit. It is what it is. Like if a bomb goes off, like it is what it is. It's all it is. It's training you to build a habit. That video process making is not hard. And if you link it to that reward, imagine doing that for 30 days. How many videos will you make if you just do this? Do you work out Monday through Sunday or Monday through Friday?
Every day.
Monday through Sunday. Day. So if you do 7 videos a week, that's what, 28 at the minimum a month?
Yep.
How many videos will you make in a year, dude?
A lot.
You see what I'm saying? So like, here's the cool thing. If you do 28 in a month, do that shit for 3 months, and you're literally getting all the kinks out, and it's now becoming an awesome habit, dude.
So
like,
it's not about the content. This is like the training for the
bingo
for the competition.
Crawling, baby. We're crawling right now. So you do that for 30 days. You're literally learning to crawl in that thing. And then month 2 would be like, okay, let's now do it where we have an objective. Now we're going to talk about like maybe introducing a little bit of business into the mix. Like I know you want to do your YouTube channel and talk about guns and jiu-jitsu. Now let's talk about guns and jiu-jitsu and like try having a concept. And I would give you like what to kind of say to give you like some help. But dude, after doing 1 month of crawling, it's so easy now. Cause you're like, oh, it's like pointing the camera at me. Now I know what I kind of have to say. But most people, they only do 1 video or 2 videos every 6 months. It's sad, like for business owners. Yeah. So dude, this is how you can whoop the competition's ass. And then eventually you are going to do your YouTube channel. You're going to be so much further ahead. Like when you said, I can't get it live, but do you know what to say on YouTube? Do you know how to like, that's the hardest thing. Like I could give you all the technical shit of like how to activate it, how to market it. But if you suck on there, no one's going to want to watch that shit. Yeah. So if you
and you know, I guess they don't want to watch me crawling.
I love that. I love that, dude. People want to go on YouTube to watch sprinters and fucking athletes. They want to see the best. Yeah. Like they want to see good shit. You're right. I love that, dude. That's really, really cool. So I'm going to steal that from you. Fireball.
Take it, man. It's all yours.
I was like, that's cool. Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? So try that out, man. Now that you know how habits work, just hack a habit. So like I'm tasking you with just have your phone, 15 seconds of whatever comes out, talk about whatever. Do that for just 2 weeks and check in with me. Be like, yo, that fucking workout thing, I have fucking 14 videos done now. Like, this is cool. And remember, not allowed to critique them. You're not rewatching these. You just make them to make them so you can see how easy it is to just make a quick video with your camera. That's it. And once you do that, you're going to be so comfortable in front of the camera after that month where you're like, I've seen my face enough times. I've heard my voice. Who cares? You're going to get over yourself instead of, imagine if you do 1 video per YouTube per month, that's only 12 times you got to practice.
I know.
A year. Versus, dude, you work out so much, you could get 14 in 2 weeks, dude. That's awesome.
That's funny because I drink my pre-workout and there's like a lull between the drink the workout. So I'll just hit the pre-workout and I'll do my video, and then I'll get into the freaking workout, man.
Dude, that'll be an
then
awesome habit. That'll be an awesome habit for you.
I like that.
Once you do that, eventually you won't need working out to make videos. But since you're linking it to something that your brain likes, what are you teaching your brain? Video equals awesome.
Yeah.
Video equals awesome. So when you do a video, when I say, hey, it doesn't have to be on workout, your brain's still going to go, video equals awesome. It's a really, really cool trick, man, that I teach all my students. Man. And start with that. And if you're interested in being one of my students, man, I'm actually going to be going through the journey myself to go crazy on YouTube. That would be cool to have someone like-minded where we both fucking learn and grow, man. That'll be sick.
That's awesome, man. I would love to work with you, man, because it really is hard to listen to my own voice.
It is for me too, because I feel like I sound like a damn robot. Like I'm like,
I feel like I sound like my brother. It's crazy, man.
Isn't it weird? It's always us going against ourselves. Like I promise you, I don't know who your brother is. So like I don't know who the brother is. Like that's what everyone's thinking. Like they'll even say to me, Eddie, I don't even think you a robot. Really? Like that's me, dude. So like all that stuff that we're saying, we don't know. Like,
well, you know, I've seen you progress. I mean, over like it seems like 6 years I've been seeing you, but on like talking online. Yeah. Right. Like it's been because
it's been a while. It's been like
I remember your videos from Comic-Con.
Yeah, dude, those progressed a lot.
Yeah, and those things were legit, man. I really enjoyed those. And then I knew you guys were doing photography and videography and stuff like that. So, I mean, I've seen you. You've always seemed pretty natural. So I'm not sure if you hacked your way through this beforehand, but.
No, it was rough. And this is the thing, and I'll be 100% honest with you. I wish someone taught me this, because it was like what you said earlier, and I felt for you. When you say, I just put myself out there and fucking swing and punch, like it hurts. It's necessary. That's one way of doing it. Willpower is a great way of doing it, but habits is just a better way of doing it. Like that's why I was like, oh my God.
It's easier to push or pull than to be pushed or whatever, something like that.
Dude, even this, check this out. How was it when you drove the first time? Like this will really sink in with you. When you first drove the first time, how scared were you?
It was rough. And the mirrors, man.
Everything, right? Like how much stuff did you have to think about? Like all that. Yeah. That's the equivalent of what me and you do. We punch our way through. Like that's you, like what you said, taking a stand and doing all that stuff. Like that feels like that. Like, fuck, like those butterflies. Like it sucks. But after so long of doing like the driving, how do you do when you drive? This is literally the thing. Ready? You go.
Yeah, you're like texting and driving, eating.
Yeah, dude. It became a habit. And now your brain literally made that thing that was so complicated just turn to a habit. So now that I know how habits work, I literally just hack habits to ones that I have that are good. So like say the testifying one, right? Like say something crazy like that. You can hack that one too. Like say, hey, if I do this, like say if you love eating out, right? Like that's one of my vices. I love to go and eat out, dude. Like eating out's one of my favorite things. Anytime I do one of those, I treat the fuck out of myself. I treat the hell out of myself and give myself an awesome reward. Like that linking of the reward of, ooh, when we do that, we get a dope.
I get something good.
Homie. So it's once you get that down, man, you can break them and build them. So like what I mean by break them is just replace the what. Because one of the things that I struggle with, I'm not going to lie, this is me being 100% honest, was pornography, man. That one fucked me up.
Really?
That one got me really bad, dude. So I beat it. So now my routine, here's the funny thing. It could be butt cheeks. It could be a magazine. It could be a hot girl in front of me. That was the cue. The routine now is I fantasize about my life without work. Because that's for me, what porn was a fantasy and escape from work is that.
Yeah.
So I turned it to, dude, okay, when I think about that chick, I say, thank you, hot chick. Now I get to think about my Ferraris, my fucking pimp ass house, my kids and I going to like fucking Disney World, like spending stupid amounts of money. What am I not making it? I'm not making it work. It's kind of like that thing I told you about your wife. So now that fantasy that I'm having of myself that's the routine, dude. What was the routine before?
Exactly.
Fantasize on here. So I did that and I beat it, bro. Like it's
good
so
shit,
cool.
man.
I was like, fuck,
that is so good.
Oh, dude, and that's what I'm gonna teach you guys because I know a lot of guys, like all my friends, like out of 10 guys, probably like 6 or 7 struggle with that shit. It's that high.
Oh, dude, it's a terrible addiction,
It is.
and it's so easy because we got phones, we got computers. It's
It's so easy.
everywhere, man.
It's too easy.
It's so easy. Yeah.
And you know
And
what's the other thing I linked it to is being a bullshit hunter. Because I know men are supposed to be hunters. And like,
Yeah.
imagine if, and we do this like by drive-throughs, fast food, instead of going out and killing our meals, we just basically get it brought to us. That's the same thing with porn. Like, it's just, that's easy. There's no work in chasing your wife, building it.
Yeah, exactly.
To build that fantasy yourself is a hard one. Like, you have to have a conversation. Like, girl, I want you in fitness, girl. Like, that shit is hard.
You just gotta. I mean, you gotta have those conversations.
You do. You really, really do.
And that's. I mean, when I told my wife, I was like, it has nothing to do with fishnets, but when I told my wife, I was like, we are fucked if we do not get this money thing figured out. You know what she did? Broke out a pen, started writing down everything that comes out and everything that comes in.
Dude, that's good.
And that changed the dynamic of the relationship to just upwards instead of downwards. And without those conversations, the hard ones, like relationships just die.
Dude.
Die.
And this is a huge fireball for you too, man. Like, what happened to you when you got that accident was a life-changing event. Like, that was, your body went through physically something super hard. It was traumatic. So anything that happens in life, like what you said, that hard conversation, like all those things that are hard, that's when your brain says, like, that's when you get the fastest changes, I feel, is when you have those hard things that happen to you or those hard conversations. So I just wish more people did that. I don't know how I could convince people to do that. That's a hard one, dude.
Sometimes they just have to hit you, man. Yeah. And I realized very quickly that I've changed for the better more times under tremendous stress and anxiety. And now it's to the point where it's like, okay, this sucks bad, but I'm going to come out better and stronger for it. And now it's like, I'm pursuing it. And that's why I got into jiu-jitsu. And for your whole, like, the whole thing about food being handed to you, I've never killed anything. Other than some things that were killing my chickens in San Diego. Yeah. But I've never killed for my own food before. So I got the bow, and I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to hunt me some food.
Yeah, so that's where
I've traveled 500 miles with my, I'm here to bring you some food, like.
Yeah, that's what makes you like that manhood. That's what brings it out is work. Work makes you more like a man. Like, you can keep buying food your whole life, but how about this? What if you learn to, like, what you do is kind of a step towards the right place. You say you cook for your family. That's work. Like putting it together and crafting something to make something. Yeah. That's like, I did that. But if you just keep buying McDonald's and the easy way, there's no growth. So now you're taking it a step further and next I'm gonna hunt. Like that's good, man. That's some manly shit right there, bro.
We'll find out. It might go south.
Yeah, like, dude. But you'll know.
I might be weeping in the corner.
But hey, just the same thing. Like, take that same metaphor I gave you. Like those 14 videos that you're making per week. Like that's the equivalent of the same thing of hunting. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you go hunting once a year, just know that you're still in crawling phase. Like if you can't get that kill that first time, you might need to go out like another 6 times till you get that confidence to be like, you know what? No, I'm good with this.
I got this.
God gave me the right. This is for my family. Like he put these creatures on earth for us to do this. Like this ain't bad.
Yeah.
But it takes a while to get past that because I'm not gonna lie, I've had pets my whole life and that fucks me up. I'm like, oh shit, like their man's friend. Like I just stuff like that. But yeah, dude, I'm happy for you. Definitely. Yeah, dude. Man. How good was this conversation for you, man?
Dude, it was good. I had a blast, man.
Yeah, it was nice.
It's been too long.
It has, dude. It has.
Luckily, a good thing for social media, man, because it's been great seeing you guys progress and grow. You and your wife and your 2 kids. It's been pretty cool watching you guys.
Yeah. So. And you're always dropping knowledge bombs, man. I can't wait till you do your videos because you're always giving advice, good critiques. Like you give a fuck about people. I see that. Like when you like add comments, it's not just like, yeah, this is cool. It's like well thought out, couple sentences, sometimes more, like you're thinking. So the fact that I really do hope you do this YouTube channel because I feel like you got a lot to give too, man. Just kind of like me.
I
Where
appreciate
I
that.
have a lot to give. You have a lot to give too, man. So yeah, let's do it together, man. I'll be there handing
Yeah.
out with you. Let's grow our YouTube, motherfucker.
Yeah, let's do this thing.
Yeah, but start off with that. Try the hack the habit. Check in with me
Okay.
in about like a week or two, and let me know if it's working. Because if you're not linking that reward to that video making process, you have like 18 other habits that you do throughout the day. Maybe tie it to the Dr. Pepper. Before I drink my Dr. Pepper, 10 seconds there. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
if the gym ain't working, do the Dr. Pepper because it's not always the first try where you figure it out. It might take like 2 or 3 different hack habits to where you finally get, oh, right here, I feel good about doing this one. You know what I mean? Because I'm dressed up. I'm barely getting ready for work. I really want that Dr. Pepper. So figure out what works best for you. But how helpful was that, by the way, the habit thing?
Dude, that's awesome. I'm excited to give it a shot. I'm ready for the next struggle. So this is gonna be good, man.
Yeah, dude, I'll struggle with you. And I know it's that thing we call YouTube, dude. So I know we started off with MPO, dude, but I see you smiling way too much about talking about jiu-jitsus, guns, and families and money. Like, let's start with that. And then once you make a stupid, gross extra amount and you start freeing up time, maybe NPO is the next step. But, dude, you can still help people out with what you're doing. Like, helping a guy that's not working out get into jiu-jitsu could change his fucking life. I swear to God. For me, it was boxing. When I started doing boxing, that opened me up to where I was like, oh,
that was my gateway drug, man.
Yep, that was my gateway. Oh, I'm still in that gateway drug. I haven't done different martial arts, but I love it, man. Every time I smash the bag, I feel like tougher. I feel like more awake, alert. Like I don't feel like I know how to throw a punch now, and I know how to flip. Like before, I'd just be like, oh, taking it in the face. But now I'm like, what's up, motherfucker? You know what I mean?
And I mean, and you're getting in shape and learning something at the same time, which is that's the big
doing
thing.
that. I know if you help 10 guys on that, and then 5 guys on the finance, and then 3 guys to learn how to shoot or get them started with shooting, and they protect themselves. That's like 20 men that you saved, and then hopefully they could get some of their friends, teach them your ways. So it's kind of like what you said. And then YouTube, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's still viable. Because, dude, your videos could get to like thousands, hundreds of thousands of people if you do it right. And at that point, you might not even want to do your MPO. You're like, I'm having too much fun doing this, and I'm changing so many lives. Like, fuck this.
And as long as we're moving forward, man, I'm all for that.
And changing people for the better, like
life.
Leaving this world a little bit better because it's a shitty world, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We'll end it on that. But any questions for me, brother? Any questions for me?
No, man. I appreciate you reaching out, man. Seriously, and I did not know what to expect, but I'm glad we had this conversation for sure.
Dude, that's
by the way, I like the setup you got going on.
Oh, dude, you like this? I have that Darth Vader light right here. Dude.
It looks good, man.
Appreciate you, man. So I'll teach you all my dirty tricks when we start getting it going, and make your shit look super top notch, dude. So it's gonna be some tight.
Awesome, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later. And dude, congrats on the family. And I'm excited to see your jiu-jitsu journey, man. White belt to, are you going to go for black? You going to try it?
Dude, I'm all in.
Yes. Okay. So you could make a series called From White to Black. Like
that could get a little confused.
It would. They're going to be like, hell's going on here?
Reverse Michael Jackson.
Reverse Michael. Call it that. Reverse Michael Jackson. Oh, man. But yeah, man, I'll transcribe this. I'll send you a copy of it probably by like the evening to like 8 or 9 by the time your kiddos go to sleep. Just so you have a copy of it. And if you want to rehear it, just press Control F, go to that place, the fireballs, and at least just write down your bullet points of the top fireballs for sure. And you'll have it for the rest of your life, brother. So it'll be cool.
Awesome.
All right, dude. I'm excited. I want to go do some shit now. I'm going to go box.
Me too. All right, brother. Have a good one.
Take care, dude. Later.